All right, what's going on, guys? So this is pretty much just my thoughts on why I don't want to see Shadow the Hedgehog in the fourth Sonic movie. So first of all, how it would affect the other characters, right? So let's say there's no Shadow series or movie in between this and Sonic 4, right? So everyone thinks Shadow's gone and he's dead, he sacrificed himself, all that good stuff. And if he comes back in the fourth movie, I feel like they won't really have the proper time to process that and deal with that because, Tom almost died, but he didn't. But then with Shadow dying, and then, of course, Sonic and Tail nearly dying and Knuckles saving them, I don't feel like they'll really have enough time to actually process like that trauma and tragedy and, go through dealing with Shadow being dead, They won't really have time to properly deal with it and have whatever kind of character development or whatever growth from it. And it also just kind of, I guess, would kind of like cheapen his sacrifice. He comes back too quick, and it would just kind of seem out of nowhere ish, and also kind of make his sacrifice seem pretty much unimportant since he just came right back. Of course, the audience knows he's coming back, but no one else does. So I just feel like the other characters won't have time to properly process and really reflect on that and see how that changes them going forward, especially since we have another new character coming in who's also a hedgehog, which could also maybe they could maybe like treat her with a little more protection or like be more skeptical of Linear Range. They don't want her to sacrifice herself, something happened to her in the end, anything like that. So that's the first reason. So the second reason I said that he shouldn't be in is because I don't really think that would suit Shadow's character arc. So if he come, let's say he does come into this movie, right? And this is like a Sonic CD or has any kind of time travel in it. You're gonna have Sonic, you're gonna have Tails, Amy, Knuckles. You're gonna have Metal Sonic. Eggman will potentially come back. You're gonna have maybe Silver, maybe not, but if unless it's a longer movie, like 2.5, 3 hours, just trying to shove him in there amidst all this other stuff, especially if there's time travel involved, we already got two other new characters coming in, he's not gonna have any room to breathe. It's pretty much gonna have to be kind of two separate movies. Gonna have the main plot over here, and then Shadow's story will be the B plot, which I think will be doing him a huge disservice. And I just think it'll seem more cluttered and it'll make the whole movie feel kind of disjointed and kind of like a mistake. We already got Metal Sonic here, multiple Metal Sonics. We got Amy here who can like solo a whole battalion of Metal Sonics with a hammer that she can throw like a boomerang. We got Knuckles, Tails, Sonic. It's just there's going to be a lot of characters and we don't even really know what the plot is, but from all that concept art and everything, it might be time travel, it might not. We don't know what's going on. So it's just going to be a lot happening already, and to have Shadow just in there, and if he has his own story, it's going to be kind of a B plot. And if he doesn't have his own story, he's kind of going to be a little bit pointless unless they maybe kind of put chaos control in there because of time travel or something. But anyway, like I said, it's already going to get too convoluted, too busy. There's going to be too much going on. He's not going to get the attention or the service he deserves, and nobody wants to see Shadow regulated to like a nearly time screenless side character. No one wants to see that. And so that's pretty much the reason why I don't think he should be in there. He may be in a credit scene or something like that. But as far as him being like a main or side character in the fourth Sonic movie, I just don't think that's a good idea at all. Really, that just would be a poor creative decision in my opinion. However, though, what I do think they should do, and they could do this in between Sonic 3 and Sonic 4, or they could do it after Sonic 4, is not a Shadow the Hedgehog movie, but a TV series. Kind of like Knuckles, except, having more Shadow in it. Because, I love Knuckles series, but it was also about, like, Wade and stuff. But it was still great. But anyway, what they should do is they should give him his own, let's say, 6 to 8 episode series. Him and Agent Stone, because that would be awesome. No Eggman, no Sonic, no Tails, no Knuckles. Him and Agent Stone, it would give him a chance to get over his trauma, right? They could properly introduce Rouge the Bat, and they could potentially set up a Shadow the Hedgehog movie or second season with Black Doom and the Black Arms. Because one of the things that the Sonic movies did really creatively that gave them a lot of creative leeway was have everyone come from different dimensions. Instead of just having the comics where it's like they're overlanders and there's like the Mobians, or in the games where it's just all kind of on Earth based. Sonic comes from a different dimension. Tails comes from, I think, like a different planet. in that dimension. Knuckles people come the same dimension Sonic does. Shadow just came from space. You know, it was actually pretty creative for them to not have him be created by Gunn. But Shadow just came from somewhere in space. We don't know where. We don't know who sent him. We don't know why he looks like a hedgehog. We don't really know. Like this whole Shadow is a whole. This Shadow is a whole new Shadow. Like he just came in a meteor, and he was just in there. So they can play with that origin however they want. You know, if he came in a different dimension portal and landed on Earth, if he came from a different planet on Earth, maybe the Black Arms exist in that dimension where Earth is instead of the dimension where Sonic and them came from, or whatever. You know, we don't know exactly where Amy's from. If she's from the future or a different dimension or a different planet in that dimension. They give themselves a lot of creative space by having this whole dimension thing instead of it being from Earth or on the same planet, Mobius or whatever. So we could at least get Shadow dealing with Gerald, dealing with Maria, dealing with Robotnik, dealing with Agent Stone, kind of as his like tails, I guess. And then we could have Rouge come in for whatever reason. I don't know why she'd be there. Maybe she's from a different dimension or something. Maybe she knows something about where Shadow came from. And then we could have most of the season be about Shadow just overcoming his trauma, kind of opening up, being a little softer, kind of becoming friends. Maybe since Omega isn't there, Agent Stone could kind of become the Omega, and then they could be their own little Team Dark thing. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. But that could be what that season is mostly about. Maybe some nods to Shadow the Hedgehog, but I wouldn't completely go all the way into his origin as far as introducing like the Black Arms or Black Doom as maybe in the last episode, segue to a movie or the second season. And then if they want to do that and then have Sonic 4, that would be fine. But be honest, I'd rather just have Shadow have his own TV series and then have his own separate movie that we could have a Shadow series, Sonic 4 without Shadow, a Shadow movie, and then maybe they can all come back. And maybe if Sonic 4 adapts Sonic CD, maybe we can have like a Sonic 06 adaptation if Silver isn't already in this one, or maybe Sonic Adventure adaptation and they somehow put, you know, Shadow in there because of chaos and using chaos symbols. I don't know. There's like a lot of things you can do with this, but the bottom line is I do not think Shadow should be in Sonic 4. He should have his own TV series on Paramount, just like Knuckles did, and either a second season of that to deal with the Black Arms, because the first season should deal with him trauma and him kind of becoming more friendly with Stone and introducing Rouge, and then in the second season or a movie we can pretty much adapt Shadow the Hedgehog. You know, that would be great. But I think having him in Sonic 4 would be too crowded, too much of a waste. He wouldn't get enough of time as he needed for his character arc, his development, and I just don't think it'd be a good idea. You know, it's always cool to see Shadow on screen. Keanu Reeves did a great job. That was amazing. I love seeing Shadow. That whole movie was awesome. I was in the theater on opening day. You know, I got my hair dyed blue for it. You know, I was in there just freaking out. It was great. Having him in Sonic 4, I don't think so. Let's just develop Amy. If Silver's in there, let's develop Silver. You know, Metal Sonic's in there. Whatever happens in this movie, like I said, we don't know. It could be time travel or anything. But whatever happens in this movie, I don't think Shadow should be in there because it wouldn't do him enough service. Give him his own series in either season 2 or a movie. And we can get his arc done, and then we can reintegrate him into the, you know, movie universe with the main characters in the main Sonic movies. But that's just my thoughts, y'all. This is my first video on this new channel. This used to be like my comic lore channel, but now I'm kind of trying to do more like comic stuff and movie nerd stuff on this channel. So just let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Just let me know what you think, and thank y'all for watching.